Listen, we got to discuss big business involving LaMelo Ball, MB1, the one of one. Obviously, the Hornets, they doing big things. LaMelo had cameras, microphones all in front of his face, and he came out and said that LiAngelo Ball is the most famous Ball brother right now. And that's basically what Isaiah and the crew at NBA TV they had in mind for Melo. They asked him these questions. Obviously, it was a lot more, but one can't argue that LiAngelo Ball is, the most, over ball brother right about now. Like I said, it's gonna be very hard pressed, man. This viral success that Jello has been experiencing, nobody's seen this coming. Obviously, we all know Mello, Puma, the list goes on. Just a phenom, right now in the NBA. All of the kids are behind him. Lonzo, overcoming just the worst. That's what a lot of people don't want to point out when it comes to Lonzo. Lonzo has defined a lot of odds. You cannot count this family out. The moment you start counting them out, things like Tweaker happened. Nobody's foreseen, that song taking off to where it did. You know, Jello just went from, just kind of he was already having a name already because obviously he got the podcast and he kind of still was, trending. But this song took him over the top. And I love how he's sharing all of this, with his family. Um, it's going to be hard pressed to say that this guy is not the most over famous ball brother right now, just due to him performing in front of 70,000 at the Lions Stadium. That was nothing to scoff at, y'all. The NBA, they watching this, All Star weekend coming up. A lot of let's not forget why he even got the situation in Detroit in the first place. The players clamored, they sung Jello's song. If you see the Cleveland Cavaliers, one of the top teams, in the NBA, that song was ringing in the locker room. I want to see Jello possibly performing for a lot of these NBA teams, at halftime to bring the teams out and everything, but preferably All Star Weekend. I really want to see Jello in All Star Weekend just because Lamelo's going to be there, you know, and I know that these guys they share their moments together. That that's one of the best things I do love about the Ball family. When it was the Ball brothers, obviously we don't get too many of these games when it comes to Lonzo and Lamelo. The NBA they tried to promote it. Guys have been dealing with injuries, so we haven't got a chance to see it the way we wanted to. But they easily, the brothers could have just said, you know what, this is our moment. Jello is not here. He's not playing. Let's just run the tables. You would have thought that LiAngelo Ball was a member of one of those teams, the way Jello was presented. You would have thought he took the floor with them. He was a part of everything. And I love that. I love how they shared that moment as a family. Together. And obviously Jello, this big viral record that came out, he credited Lonzo on, some songwriting on there, even though reports came out that all Lonzo worked on was the cover art. Who cares if critics believe that Lonzo put some words down? Our Jello don't end up paying it no attention. They came out and said what they said. They got the record label Jello, they got a lot of money behind LiAngelo, so you got Rolling Loud coming up next. Mello actually said that he was able to see the Lions performance. Somebody had basically was live and he was able to view it from that live stream. So that's how Mello was able to see Jello's groundbreaking moment. You know, I think that we're gonna see a lot more groundbreaking moments from LiAngelo. This guy is just carved a new lane. And a lot of people are getting reintroduced to LiAngelo, and some introduced. We can't act like everybody knew, but mostly everybody did know. You got people that don't even never even seen him play or even heard about his basketball career. They speaking on Jello G3. It's gonna be you continue to and critics. That goes for Cameron and everybody. That still got these words and crazy things for LiAngelo. He just gonna continue to shock you. You're gonna look up. He gonna be back on #1 on the billboards. He gonna have the top feature in the game. A lot of these artists, they got to pay attention to what LiAngelo brings, attention wise. You don't think these rappers see it. You don't think Moneybag, Bootsy, they see it. Right now, if you do anything with LiAngelo Ball, the song is out of here. Not only commercially, but it's going to be a sports anthem going from NFL to NBA, all these locker rooms, and you don't think these, artists want a piece of that crossover potential, you know. And Jello, he don't bring no negativity to you. This is just nothing but feel good music, and that's what needs to get celebrated. We get so caught up in this drill music and all this other kind of music that gets celebrated and pushed to the top. All artists, if you're an aspiring artist today, you should look at LiAngelo Ball and say, I don't have to make music like what everybody's trending like. You got to think, when Jello dropped this record, what did they say? This sounded like it was from down south, some old Cash Money. That's not the sound of today, you know. So LaMelo Ball is correct, man. You got to go with G right now, man. G is super viral. This record, man, is on a whole nother tier, and Jello got some decisions to make, because I'm pretty sure with this money that they've given him, an album's got to come out of this. So you don't know what they're expecting, but he will have full ownership of his music. And I believe more hits like that is coming, even better, because I don't even know who produced that. I'm expecting Jello to get top-notch production, on his next single. And I think that's why the label is not rushing the next record, because you got to think, Lonzo, the song wasn't even out a week. Lonzo was already talking about they got another record coming out Friday. You ain't heard nothing about that record, right? So I'm pretty sure the label got involved and they're gonna do this thing slow. You can't have the second single and you ain't got the video out. I say you milk this song. The fans ain't rushing the second single. Why? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I would work this song until you can't work it no more. That's what I would. I don't think that people are tired of it. I think this song can go probably all the way to the summer because it's an anthem. You gotta understand, Jello dropped the anthem, so it's gonna be going on and on and on. I'm gonna leave it at that. It's Flight Sports TV. Is LiAngelo Ball the most famous Ball brother? We're gonna figure that out. It's Flight Sports TV.